Anybody wants to join in, just message me for a link, or you should click on the link that's in the Google Plus page. Hi Randall, do you want to join in, or are you just watching? Nobody about tonight. All those Americans off on their holidays, and nobody wants to join in. Hello, sir. Hi, Randall. How are you receiving me? Is anyone receiving me? Hello to the world. If at first you don't succeed.
Yeah. try, and then give up.
Um, same as last week. I started the broadcast, but I thought there'd be more people about because of the American holiday. But uh,
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
online, but they're all ignoring us.
Oh, right. Wonder what we've done on them.
Oh, don't know. Um, as you noticed, I didn't make it down.
What are their show?
Yeah.
Oh well.
Although I was able to watch it on YouTube,
All right.
and I was a bit underwhelmed, to be honest. Was that an inaccurate?
It was it was okay. Yeah, I enjoyed myself. Wee bit disappointed the Lancaster didn't get turning up, but then
Oh, it's sad.
it still has problems with the engine. It caught fire a couple of
Right.
months ago, and
Sorry.
one of the engines rather. And
Um,
they're still trying to fix it. Well, they probably have it fixed, but I think it also caused other problems with the likes of the what do you call it? The wing spar
right.
must have got overheated or something like that. Because
Oh, I just need to be very, very careful, obviously, because of it. They don't want anything to happen to it at the same time.
that's it. With it being one of only two flying Lancasters left in the world, like understandably they want to be careful with the thing.
Right, as I say, a Spitfire had a crash yesterday too.
Oh, I didn't hear that. No.
Or was it today? It was on the BBC News. They're on about it, but I think it was that one. The other one that's got the rear cockpit, the sort of trainer type.
Oh, the two-seater one.
Yeah.
Oh,
Can't think where it was. Somewhere in England.
not so good.
Don't know. Been motoring away at this thing again, and I used a pile of milliput to fill it in. I don't know if you can sort of
Mm,
see it behind the wheel. It works all right, but
yeah.
I just can't get the colour to match in for some reason.
Uh,
It's the first. I've never used milliput before, so
all right. I used to use it all the time. My only problem with milliput is I always mix far too much of the bloody stuff.
yes.
You
Well, I threw away most of what I mixed.
know?
Um, no, I thought I mixed very little, but
Yeah.
um, um, but
Right. Oh,
I'm trying different things with this, and I'd never tried oils before, and I tried a bit of oil and turpentine yesterday, and it's just getting the
yeah.
consistency right.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It could be tricky stuff to work with. Once you get it to work, it works great.
Yeah.
An oil wash and what have you, or using like a
It wasn't even
oil
a wash
filter.
as such. I was just trying to do a bit more of the rusting on it.
Aye.
But well, uh, it's turned out. You know, I'm happy enough with what I've gotten. I've a lot more to do to it. But
Hmm.
what about Dublin? Are you going down?
Yeah. I plan to anyway. I don't know how. I don't know. Well, I can't even remember what day of the week this is. Because it's Monday, isn't it? Yeah.
Well,
Uh,
it's another 2 weeks away.
3 weeks away. Aye.
Three. 26th.
Mm.
Um, I never heard how the first that Northern Ireland Modelers Association had a meeting in Belfast yesterday.
Oh, have they? Aye.
You know the Chris Spalding thing.
Aye. I knew
Uh,
he was setting up, like, but I didn't know they've already had a meeting.
oh,
Uh,
the second
I
one.
haven't been I haven't even been extra near Chris's shop yet to even see about how you go about joining it or anything like that. So, oh
Uh,
well.
there is a Facebook page.
Uh-huh.
Just Northern Ireland Modelers Association. Yeah.
All right. Let's have a gander at that sometime.
I think is it £30 a year, or £20 a year? Maybe it's 20.
Um, I
Not
think
horrendous, but
when he
it's
started talking about it, when he started talking about it, it was £20 a year. But
right. I don't think I would get the value out of it.
mm,
It's a usual story for in Belfast. I can understand, but
yeah,
anywhere else, I don't know. I wonder should I try adding in Jack and Keith? Let me just see. Jack and oh, he may not be receptive, but we'll see how it goes.
mm, Jack's what 5 hours behind us. So
Oh, so they're off today. See, it's their
oh, yeah, Labor Day. That's right. Yeah.
um, try that and see. If anyone else wants to come on, if you want to be antisocial, I don't care. So, are you still at the Canberra or what are you?
Um.
Or the Thunderbird?
More doing more with the Thunderbird recently than anything else.
It's looking well.
Mm. Just holding it together at the minute here. The three main body sections aren't glued together and won't be until after it's been tackled and weathered. Hey Andy.
And
I'm with
are
I'm
you
working.
working?
I'm
Oh,
working.
you're
I'm
working.
back
Okay.
home in a bit.
We
Oh
could
right.
you could do a live broadcast of knocking on someone's door.
It'll be fun.
We'll be here for an hour, so if you're about, sure, give us a shout when you're back.
All right, will do. I'll see you in a bit, guys.
Okay. Hi, Gil.
Hey, Liam, give me a second here. Let me
Okay.
there we go. How you doing? I got a few minutes here before I talk with the guys here. So how you guys doing?
Fine. I usually do this on a Monday night for an hour or so, but I know with the Americans all being on holiday today, I thought there would have been more people about, but there isn't anyone. So
Yeah. Now, Liam, you had a question about that stuff that I make, that cleaner?
yes. Um, I'm wondering if this is the same thing.
That'll be perfect. I mean, you can use that.
This is vinegar based, but not ammonia based.
Yeah, as long as you know the ammonia. But I spoke to Kenneth Badger and a guy by the name of Richard that worked for Grex. And back in the early days, you know, us older guys, you know, they used to have those seals that weren't solvent proof.
Yeah.
So the ammonia was real harsh on them, and it was also harsh on some of the chrome on the inside. That's not the case anymore. Ken from Badger says, you know, this is what he told me. It doesn't hurt them, but it stands to reason if you're going to atomize that stuff and you're spraying it, you know, you're going to breathe some of it in if you don't have a mask on, and it's not healthy for you. So, but The same thing you got. I get this here. It's probably the same thing. It's a Glass Plus.
Yeah.
It doesn't have any ammonia in it.
And then I have.
The 91%. Yeah.
Well, that's 100. That stuff.
Whoa, that's even better. That's even better.
It doesn't very nice, but.
Yeah, but you know, it works though. For most of your acrylics, I mean, I've used them for anything that's acrylic based, even the Tamiya.
Yeah.
The one thing though that I didn't tell anybody about this because I wanted to make sure when I spoke to Ken and a few other people. I've been using this inside of it for years.
Crud cutter. I've looked online. Amazon in the UK sell a whole series of different crud cutters, but they don't seem to do that particular one, which is. Hold on and get you full screen. That's tough task remover. Okay. I mean, what is it designed? Is it for car usage or something, or? Well,
what this does is this was made back in when I used to paint houses. We used to buy this by the gallon, and what it's good. We used to use it to clean our brushes. If you got anything on woodwork, you'd put it on there. You leave it for a few minutes and take it right off. And clean it right off.
Right.
You know the trays that you paint in to paint those. Remember the metal trays?
Yeah.
We used to put it in there, clean it right off. What this does, it's a very good. It softens it, and in some cases, depending on how thick it is, it'll dissolve it. Now, I've been using it for years in my airbrush, but again, I wanted to. You know, there are some things we do personally we don't like to tell people because we don't know if it's going to ruin their stuff. So. After I had spoken to Ken and we sat down and then I did some research on what's in it, it's all biodegradable. It's not going to hurt your airbrush. So what I do is, and I have this one here. Now this looks like water. This is actually Windoline with isopropyl alcohol in there. I took about one of these, about that size.
Yep, which I have here. Yep.
And I filled it up. I put this to 250 mil. This is a 250 mil bottle. So I put a cap full of this in with this. Now, the glass cleaner and the windshield washer screen, you know, the windscreen washer, they put a blue dye in it so people don't drink it. You know, it's like the antifreeze. They put that sweet taste in there so you don't. So the dark. Well, they do the same thing with windshield washer fluid. They put that blue dye in there so you don't end up drinking it.
So
perfect.
Yeah, it's well that would be better than.
It'll be cheaper too. Yeah,
would be the better one.
Yeah, you know what? It's cheaper. The screen wash, either one will work well, but the screen wash is cheaper. So because once you the screen wash has some chemicals in there to help break up things.
Yeah,
but. I make two kinds, Liam. I make the one with straight screen, 50% screen wash, 50% water, and some isopropyl alcohol. That is my everyday one. If I've got a tough job, like that Stynylrez can be tough to clean out if you leave it in there. That's where
it's the same as the. I've had a problem with the valve stuff. If you don't clean it out immediately.
But I tell you what. You can leave that Stynylrez in your airbrush, get up, walk away, eat a sandwich, drink a beer, come back, use some of this, and it will clean it, and quickly. This stuff right here. Now, when you put a cap about this much in there, it's going to eat the dye up. So that, I marked it Jesus juice as a joke, so, to tell them, don't touch it, it's potent. It's potent stuff.
Right.
But, this stuff is good. You can use it all the time. You can even use it without the isopropyl alcohol. You don't even need the alcohol if you're going to make this one.
Right. Okay.
I'll tell you what. This one here, though, Liam. This stuff. When I told Ken from Badger what I was using, he called me an MFer. He says, "You MFer." He says, "People like you. This is why I don't make money off of because I think they own Spectra. They make the Spectra."
Right.
This little bottle here I've had this little bottle about 8 months, and I've probably only used about that much of it.
Right. It's very potent, yeah.
It's potent. It's really potent. It's really good. I promise you. I have a video that I haven't put up, and you can see it. I've got a timer in front of me. I put the Badger Stynylrez in there. I shoot it, and then I lay the airbrush down. I walk away from it, and as the video's running, but I sped it up, and you can see the timer. It's going, so you know how long. It's about 5-10 minutes. I come back. I put a squirt of this in there. I take my paintbrush. I mix it around. I do this, and I show the airbrush. It's clean. Cleans it right out.
I must try and find out what the equivalent here is. If it's not specific color.
Yeah, if you can find this one, there's another one with a red bottle. The red label.
Yeah.
They're both the same. It'll both do the same thing. This one's just a little stronger. But
does it list anything on the back of it? Does it list any of the ingredients?
Does it what?
List any of the ingredients? It does it what it's made from? It doesn't say, you know.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now.
Okay.
Let's see. Let's see. This one is. No, you got to go online to get it.
Well, I'll do a search. I'll find out what the specifics are.
Yeah, because if you could just buy the one product of it, you know. What I used to do when we used to do motorcycle tanks, Liam, we would get a bottle like this and mix a bottle like this to 5 gallons of window lean. And I'll tell you what, all of us in the shop, and we were shooting lacquers and urethanes.
Yeah.
And it would clean it out. Now, like I said in that video, I don't care what you do, sooner or later you're going to have to strip an airbrush. You know, I mean, you're going to have to do it sooner or later. It does.
Been there done that too often.
Sure. But you know what, Liam? In 2 years, I think I've had to strip my airbrush once. You know, but I maintain them. You know, I flush them after I'm done. I'll flush them. I'll pull the needle out. You know, I clean it and I put it back in.
The thing I found, Gil, over the last couple of months is I think I was always running the airbrush at too high a pressure.
Now what?
And what was happening was the higher pressure seems to dry the paint quicker.
Oh yeah, very quick.
The brush before it was getting out. Now I try to stick with a maximum of 15.
Now it depends. You know, I get that question a lot from people when I used to teach, you know, a class doing it, and it all depends on, like, you're in Ireland, am I correct?
Yep.
Okay, so you got a lot of, you know, there's humidity there, rain, whatever. So it all depends on your.
Doesn't rain here. No.
It's basic. For what we do. Yeah, for what we do, Liam, you really want to stay between 15 and 25. Anything higher than that, you're just wasting paint. You really are. You're just wasting it, because, I mean, I can see if you're painting a car body or something and you bump it up or something. If you're paint, you know, like the Stino Res, he tells you to shoot it at 32. I've been shooting it at 25 and at 24, you know, between 22 and 25, and I get good results out of it. And I'm right by the lake here. It's 90 degrees and the humidity's at 80%. So, you know, so
we're not quite as bad as that, I don't think. But.
Yeah. I've known people. Yeah, I've known people that have shot it through a .2 needle. I shoot it through a 3 or through a 5. You know, and I get, you know, it's fine. Now, when I'm doing like small details, I'll go all the way down to 8. But that's all for the real, like, for stuff like this. You know, stuff like this, I go down to about 8, 10 pounds, because I'm doing real intricate stuff, you know. But for like cars and stuff, no, 15 to 20, and no higher than 25. And you'll know it. Once you start shooting at a low pressure and you bump it up too high, you'll feel it in the hand. You'll get used to it real quick, and you're like, "Whoa, that's too high," and you'll start bringing it down.
What I have been doing is this this airbrush I have has as well as the pressure on
the Mac valve.
Pressure.
Yeah.
I've also got, you know, and I tend to adjust it here rather than go near the.
Yeah.
Seems to do exactly the same thing.
Oh yeah, it does. You know, you can keep it pumped. You can put your PSIs on your machine. You can get it up to about 30, and from there, from your Mac valve is where you'll be able to adjust it.
That seems to be. I mean, and that wasn't an expensive airbrush. I got it for a very reasonable price. It's not an iWatt or anything, but it's the best one I've had so far. I've had other cheap ones they're okay, but this gives me a lot of flexibility. So
That's the other thing. I hear a lot of guys, they get talked into buying those harder and steam backs and infinities. You don't need all that. You really don't. You get a good Veda for $40, and it all depends on the man using it.
That's a Royal, I think it is.
Mhm.
Same. The Vita is the same idea, exactly the same idea.
Yeah, those Vedas are good airbrushes. They're not bad airbrushes. The same people that make the Veda make the Iwata.
Yeah.
They're made in the same company, the same factory.
Yeah. I mean, certainly things like the chrome hasn't come off or anything. It doesn't seem to be showing wear and tear. How they fault anything on it, it's that it's very difficult to get just the front piece off. It tends to take off the whole.
Yeah, the whole piece of nozzle and everything will come off. Yeah.
And then, but I've got the gist of it. So, but not very, very, very happy with that since I got it.
The other problem I've heard, but a few people have had, is with the Mac valve. When they go to clean it out, they'll take the Mac valve apart and they can't put it back in.
Right. So I'll
try. But that's considering the source, because some of the guys that I talked to that did it, they don't know what an O-ring is, and I'm telling them what the O-ring is, and then they're like, and then they'll show it to me, Liam. They'll go, "What this?" I'm like, "Where's the O-ring?" I don't know. They'll lose the O-ring, and then
Yeah.
But that stuff will work, Liam.
Yeah, it's a company.
I promise you, that stuff will work.
It's a company here who sell a lot of Iwata stuff, but they also sell all the Vita stuff. Bart Sharp, they're called, and they're very, very good. They sell all the spares and so on. So they've been excellent to deal with. But I haven't made any of it up yet, but that's why I got this yesterday. So I will be following your formula, because my bottle of a certain other brand is now empty. So
I have an email from someone that took 3 bottles of 3 different ones. That was one of them. The other one was the Spectra, and the other one was I think it was what's the name of that? Model Masters, I think they took. And he's a friend of mine. He lives in Washington, D.C. He works for the CDC. So what does he do? He ran it through some crazy spectrometer, and some long name about this big.
Yeah.
Well, he told me what was in. There's a certain chemical in the Spectra that's kind of hard to get. The other 2, you know what it boils down to? It's the exact same formula I just gave you is what's in that bottle you just showed me.
What I was very tempted. I work in the local hospital, and I'd actually thought of that idea of taking a little bit of that in to get it analysed to see what it's made of. But it's
yeah. I mean, and that's I think that's where I'm getting the backlash from them, because a certain the guy that's running that company, he got angry with me, and I'm like, I've been showing people how to use this since the 80s.
Yeah.
I've got a video up that's 2 years old, and all of a sudden it's a problem. I don't tell people not to buy it. I just tell people, if you want to save some money, do this.
Which is why I got. I mean, I got 5 liters of this stuff.
Oh yeah. I buy it like that too. I buy it in bulk
for £13, which is I'll probably never use that in my lifetime. 5 liters.
Yeah.
And they made a mistake. It wasn't delivered, so they resent it. So now I've got 10 liters. So,
yeah.
That's what happens. And no, it's the couriers in the UK don't like transporting it because of what it is. But
right.
Whatever. I've been working on this thing. And
I saw it.
Yeah, it's different for me. It's very different. I have a lot still to do. You have to put a lot of what's meant to be pipes running from. It's an approximation of this. It's not a duplicate, but it looks similar. I have a lot of things still to do. I couldn't get the rear tires the size I wanted, so I had to go with these ridiculous things. But
you know what? But they look good on there. Yeah. They look good on there.
So it's something different for me. But I haven't done that many cars. The only other car I tried to build was Christine. And I've always said the thing was possessed.
Yeah, I lost the plastic parts to mine, so I don't even think I'm going to use it. But I've been putting layers and layers and layers of paint on it. It's painted now. All I just got to do.
So it looks You posted that picture of the real thing, and it looks exactly the same.
Yeah. There's like 12 different shades of browns and grays and greens and blues in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
That acrylic for enamel.
no, that's all. You know what that is? Most of that is Badger primer. I took the tan Badger primer, the red and the black, and then what I've done, I just mixed different colors with it, and then I would add some Vallejo to it, because that Badger primer is some durable stuff. I mean, it's really good.
There seems to be only the one distributor in the UK, and his prices have gone up.
That Barwell's.
Your recommendation of the company in America with your discount, it's just insane price to get it delivered over here. But I know someone else is trying to get the license.
Yeah, there's about 2 other people that I know of. When I spoke to Ken, that because he doesn't like what's happening over there, because a bottle of that stuff here, you get it for $30 here in the U.S. This guy's selling it for 75, 80 quid over there.
Yeah.
And that's ridiculous. It's just crazy.
It is, from what everyone said, it's amazing stuff. So.
Well, you know what? If you would they let me ship that to you?
No, it's not. Honestly, I'll get started. I really appreciate the offer, but I'll get started. I have plenty of primer that I should use before I attempt any other primer. But I mean, I'm very, very happy with the Vallejo stuff. The only problem being it takes so long to be sandable. The only issue.
Yeah, see, I still use that. I use that on figures. I use it a lot on figures because I can get it cheap here. And I'm not masking any figures off, but by doing sci-fi. I'm sorry.
And that's the Vallejo, and it's fine for that.
Right. Yeah, it's good for that. I mean, as long because you spray it, you let it sit, you come back and you add layers to it. It's perfect for that. So. That's my. I'm starting a figure build this week for an hour group, an hour Ireland group. So that's if you recognise what it is. Ah, cool.
Captain Jack from Master of Command.
I'll be there in a minute. Give me a minute. So
I'm keeping you back.
No. My wife is off on vacation here, so we're gonna go watch a movie. But if you're on, you're not gonna be on tomorrow, are you?
Some nights I'm here and some nights I'm not.
Well, I'll be free the rest of the week. If you jump on, send me an invite. I'll be more than happy to get on with you, okay?
Fantastic. Okay. Thanks for coming.
All right, my friend. You guys take it easy. You have a good one.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All the best.
He knows his stuff, Randall.
Mm-hmm. Nice guy.
It's a combination. It's basically to say if you are up this way, I'll give you one of these. Don't forget to call in. But so what he's basically doing is about 10% of this. And 50% of the equivalent.
Yeah.
And 50% water. Now you can use ordinary water, but again, I got the ionized water, which just seems to be a bit less. There's nothing in it. It's completely like the still water. Same idea.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to mix them up. I have because I've literally I'm just about to run out of my. Now you can see the color. Don't you see the color of that stuff?
Oh yeah.
It's the blue. It's just the content. And I know he's had a lot of stick from Steve because of the video he did about how to make up that stuff, and it's just so easy to do yourself. I mean, if that's a liter, and you only use about 10% of it, it'll last forever. So. I don't know what you use yourself at the minute, but of course you don't. I think you forget you don't have an airbrush. You don't use an airbrush.
Well, I have it. I just haven't used it yet.
You should get
that. On my to-do list to use the airbrush sometime. Might surprise you.
What about you? Started your problems? Are you still having issues?
Pardon?
With the airbrush?
I think it's just like a process. I just think it's like new to me as well, so I'm just having to get used to using the airbrush, but I still still use my paintbrushes still.
Using acrylic or enamels?
For the airbrush acrylics.
Right. So, and is
I
it?
use the enamels for the hand brushing.
Yeah. Which brand of paint are you putting on the airbrush?
I'm getting
Tamiya or the Vallejo?
it's that one before.
Or the Mataka? Yeah.
They're quite good.
Yeah. I wonder, is it? I know Vallejo do the Model Air, which is supposed to be ready to go, and then you get the other one, which I have here somewhere. Um, when you get Panzer Aces, for example, but you also got the Vallejo Model Color. They
Yeah.
they need a lot of dilution. Um, are you putting in thinner first and then putting the paint in?
Well, so, according to the review I've got, you could just use them ones straight away without thinning them.
No, I would say no. I would still put some kind of thinner in. I don't know if how many people would agree with me, but I always would thin the paint no matter what the paint is. With the Vallejo paint, I just use that stuff which is there thinner, just a couple of drops, 2 or 3 drops, and then say you're putting in the paint that you're going to use, the Hataka paint. You're only going to use about 10, 11 drops of that each time. Is it an airbrush like this you have with a top filler?
No, I have
Or is it a suction one?
that type, the suction type.
I would really recommend getting something like this. You can get ones for about 15, 16 pounds.
Yeah, I say I'll go to when I go to Telford, I'm going to get some new brushes, some new modelling knives, some new. I'll probably get one of your like Tommy turntable.
My son got that for Father's Day, and it's just so handy.
Oh yeah, Magic Roundabout, you call it, don't it?
Yeah. Because I had one of the other ones, the little what's it called, the Lazy Susan, the Americans call it. It's actually over here, but I can't get at it. But it's nowhere near the same. The Tamiya one's just so fluid. You can just see the way. If I had to fault it, the only thing I would fault it for is I wonder if this will do this now. It's not going to do it now. If I use the airbrush on a high setting, it will turn the thing round when you're trying to airbrush it.
That's why I call it the Magic Roundabout.
Yes. So, but no, it's definitely worth the money.
Well, let's get the ME109s coming on nicely anyway now. I'm getting the flaps on all the aeroplane edges.
Very good.
Yeah.
Are you airbrushing it or hand painting it?
I'm going to do a slightly bit of both. I'm going to do the I've got because I've got to paint all the engine covering cowlings have got to be yellow. The rings have got to be yellow. The ring tips have got to be yellow, and the tail's got to be yellow. So I'm going to hand paint that. I do have the right colour greens for the camouflage. I just don't have the blue or the grey for the camouflage.
Did it not come? I mean, when you bought that set, did it not come as a set with the right? No. I know.
Yeah, it is, but unfortunately the blue's got grown legs and walked away, so I can't find it at the minute.
Oh dear, oh dear.
So I'm not spending the £13 for another set just to buy one paint.
See where you're coming from. By the way,
I do have the enamel equivalent somewhere.
I was saying, Ron, you weren't tempted by the Amazon offer then?
No, because I already have 2.
Ah.
I'd be very, very, very surprised if I get 1 built. So.
I just thought, what the hell, for 12 quid.
Imagine nicely packaged. Is that the only one you have? Is that the first one you bought? Is it, or have you? Oh, three, right? Right.
At that sort of money, the way I look at it,
One to practice on, one to really practice on, and then the final one to do right.
not even that so much. When I think back to when I wasn't building models, and all of the Star Trek kits I could have bought and didn't, you know, and okay, I wouldn't necessarily have built those either, but at least I would have them and have the option of building them at some stage. But you know, I've built, and thanks to you as well, of course, I've got to the stage where I have most of the kits that I want to try and build. It's the old story about time to try and build them.
Yeah.
But I'm getting. I mean, I got quite a bit done on this Mad Max thing over the weekend, far more than I thought I would. Because I think it's just sometimes you get into a stride. And you just, you know, things just seem to work out okay. It's funny that the conversation we had on Saturday in the Across the Pond hangout about, I asked Jack and Lou about these barrels. You know, would they cut the barrel or cut the car? And Lou's opinion was to cut the car and then put the barrel into the body of the car. Jack said no, he would cut the barrel. So just out of curiosity, I had a go at one of the barrels with my trusty saw.
Yes.
I mean, and by the end of the hangout, I had the first one fitted. And I don't know, if you look at it, it doesn't look as if they're, you know, it looks like they are in the body.
Yeah.
So hold on, I'll turn it around. Probably better view on the other side. I've had to do a fair bit of filling with the milliput, but it does look like they go into the body.
Oh yeah.
So it worked out okay. What I need to do now, I've a lot more painting to do. I've done a lot of weathering on the. I don't know if it shows up. I've done a lot of weathering on the. Probably doesn't show up in the video picture. On the tires.
Oh yeah, I can see. You can see, make out the tread pattern in the tires. So yeah.
And then what I need to do is the way these barrels are supposed to work, and again, going by this original picture, the barrels seem to be all connected with these pipes. So if a whole pile of pipes now to connect up to give that effect of it being driven that way. I don't know about the exhaust stacks. I don't know if I'll go that mad. We'll see. I may just finish off this week. Now, the reason I was asking about where you're going to Dublin was you can't enter by proxy, can you?
Enter a model by I don't know, to be honest.
If you were going down and I wasn't going, I might grovel. Although I don't know if you're going down to enter anything.
Wasn't going down to enter anything myself.
No, I wouldn't ask him.
To do that, I would need to be down there for the 2 days really, and I only intend to be down there for the 1 day.
I know in theory I could probably end up going up and down the same day myself, but that's no good. You need to be there the full time. So one of these days, I mean, I didn't get there last year. I was there the year before, and I did enjoy the trip, but it's a lot of expense to stay for 2 nights. And especially where it is now, it's out at Tala. So, you know, okay, there's a few shops out there, but I know if I took my other half down and she was stuck out at Tala, she wouldn't be too pleased, I think. But
well, there's that from Tala to into the town. There's that
the Lewis
tram system.
Yeah, it does work.
Which worked pretty well. I used it last year when Kathy went to Tala to.
The opposite way around. She went to Tala and you went.
Yeah. Yeah, she went to Tala to the Halfords there because she was doing a course on the on some car seat or something like that, you know, for the kiddies' car seat. As usual, she actually knew more about the subject than the guy that was doing the instruction.
Funny that, yes, funny, yeah. Wait a minute.
And while she was doing that, I hopped on the tram and into the city centre and had a nice wee dander about the place.
I know. I assume that the Belfast guys will have a good contingent going down, but one of these days, I'll get around to it again. Maybe next year. There's just so many things. Too many things. Not enough time.
Oh, I know what you mean. This this month is going to be kind of busy for me anyway. One thing and another. Going to have to get the timing belt in the car changed.
Like, oh, how has it since? I know you had the issues. Has it?
Yeah, well, it got through the MOT without having to do anything to it.
Oh, that's good.
So that saved me £1,600 straight away, at
Yeah.
least for then anyway. But I still, she's over 1,100. No, she's about a hundred over, about 100,000 miles on the clock. 102,000 miles.
It is a diesel. Should you know?
Yeah, I know. It's what everybody recommends that you change the timing belt at least. So
Yeah. Our car now is coming up on 90,000.
mm,
So it's just a big job.
hmm
Especially the Renault Scenic, the way the car is designed, it's a nightmare getting at anything in the engine. So
oh no, they seem to be going out of their way
yes,
to
well,
make sure that
it's
you
a French
can't
car.
take it.
A French car, and you can't even change the bulb and the headlights without taking the bumper off.
That's right. Yeah.
So yeah, it just doesn't make sense. And then
Well,
you're supposed to be able to change the bulbs in France immediately. So what do you do?
Aye.
Oh, take a full set of tools with you to set everything up.
Oh, well, the Megane or migraine, as somebody called it.
Yes.
You used to have to take the front wheel off to get in that the wee hatch that you had to reach in to change the bulb.
It's above. You can get at it from above now on the driver's side, but you can't get at it on the passenger side because the battery compartment's there. You have to completely remove the battery. And some people can get their hand in, and but
Oh,
it's small hands and very manipulative hands as well.
You definitely need smaller hands than I have in a way.
I've got little petite hands. I've got tiny little hands. They're handy for modelling, but that's about all.
My old car, the one that I wrecked about 5 years ago now, Hyundai Coupe I had, and changing the bulb on the driver's side was great. Nope, not a problem. On the passenger side, you had to take a cover off the battery, and then remove one of the air pipes. And even then, you needed hands that were about half the thickness of my own to reach in.
It's a completely stupid idea, stupid designs.
Yeah.
1 minute. I'm trying to decide on cabling for these barrels, and I don't know if this is just standard electrical. If I straighten it, it will have the appearance of pipes, but I don't know if it's thick enough in comparison to it might. Don't know. Something slightly thicker. I don't know what gauge of wear this is. I must have a look tomorrow at work and try and get some. It's probably something closer to that size I need, rather than. But that's my headphones. I'm not cutting those in half. So,
No, not that desperate yet.
I just want to try and get it finished. Say if the IPMS Ireland have their figure build starting, so I'll be starting on this guy.
Oh yeah.
But I'll probably at the same time do the. Although I don't think this is going to be a big job, says he. But I want to get back to the starter store then and see what happens. Did you see the Revell guy was on being interviewed about the kits?
Yeah.
The fine mold's Falcon is $299.
Yeah, that sort of annoyed me when I read that or heard that rather. I thought it was going to be coming out at like what 60, 70 quid or something like that.
They're doing the what do they call it? They've got the small one, which is the one with sound and light.
Yeah.
Then the next one up, which seems to be something similar to the Easy Kit, the previous one, the one. Well, I think that's 1/4.
Yeah.
With the new radar dish and so on, and then they're doing the re-release of the fine molds one for $209. So if it's available in the UK, it'll be you're back to £300, which is madness for a kit.
Yeah. Right.
But Well,
See, Bandai,
yeah, I know.
Bandai are bringing out
I,
144.
yeah, I don't need an hour Falcon anyway. So
Hey?
I don't need an hour Falcon. If I ever get around to doing one of the Hasbros, it'll be enough problem.
Yeah.
And the hour,
The only thing is that Bandai are bringing out a 144 scale Falcon.
it probably won't be.
I already have the fine molds ones,
Yeah.
you know, so they really need another
Don't-
Falcon, even if it's got all the bells and whistles.
Yeah, but the whole big thing as well about Disney apparently are coming down on top of them about the licensing. They don't want them exporting them from Japan.
Right?
Hobby Link Japan and so on may all be stopped from exporting them to Europe or even to the States, because the licensing for Bandai is supposed to be only for Japan, stroke Far East. The licensing for Revell is meant to be Europe and USA, which I'm surprised about the Europe part of it. Presumably, the Revell Germany have paid a different fee, and then they're talking about doing it for 6 years until the next 3 films are completed.
Yeah.
The Shuttle Tidarium is supposed to be being re-released, but I have not seen any mention of it yet. It's still listed. They had the other shuttle, the shuttle of I can't think of the character's name. It looks like the Tidarium, but it seems to have a much smaller cabin and bigger wings, so you have this huge big.
The wings that seem to stay up.
Yeah.
All the time. Yeah.
Looks more like something Batman would be in.
Yeah.
They may be holding back until the actual film released.
Well, it was a video on YouTube today, Wayne, because what it was a video in 4 parts by I can't think of the name of the company. It seems to be a crowd in America that review stuff, and then they sell it once they've reviewed it. But what they had Lou, I forgot the guy's name. Lou is the vice president of Revell USA, and he was there showing all of their kits. So he did all of the level 1 snap tight ones, and then he did the level 2, which are more like our traditional easy kits. They showed the 1/29th scale X-wing, which only was available in Europe, but they're going to start selling that in America. Then they did the Millennium Falcon, and then they finally talked about the fine molds one that's coming out. So between last Friday and the end of November, they've got 9 kits, I think it is, coming out. But they're all aimed at, apart from the Falcon, all aimed at the younger market.
Yeah, but I think they're trying to get people talking about the film, but then they're going to release more stuff and more stuff.
There will be stuff that will appear in the film that they won't release probably until the film's been out. Yeah, so they'll
try to release like the old stuff retooled and stuff like that.
Yeah. It was interesting. They were asking them what was the most popular kits Revell had ever done, and the V8 engine, apparently it still sells probably more than any other kit. Still a big interest in it, and the most popular kit they ever had was the blimp, the Goodyear blimp. I was surprised at. It sold really, really well. And the Titanic is a continuous seller. It all the time, over and over again. So, and the guy I was interviewing, the vice president, said, "Would you not do a version of it that was sinking?" Which I don't. That's not what people want. People want the Titanic in its glory. They don't want this half sort of sticking it in a horror diorama effect type of thing. Oh. Have you ever? Well,
people do that anyway.
Sorry, Wayne.
I'm just saying people probably do that themselves. They want to do it themselves.
I have seen dioramas of the Titanic in that condition.
Yeah. Well,
years ago there was a model shop in Newcastle upon Tyne, or no, not Newcastle. It was Sunderland, I think.
Yeah.
And somebody had done this Titanic diorama, and it even had all the figures on the deck crowding towards the aft end as the water advanced up the decks.
Well, here's a question: have you ever done a ship?
Years ago. I haven't done anything recent.
That's once again another one of the.
Well, actually, don't tell a lie. Yes, I did. funny enough, a Titanic. That was the last ship I did, and I did it for the 100th anniversary.
Over there, sorry, Liam. What was the question? Did I build a ship or have I been on a ship?
Oh no, have you ever built a ship?
Yeah, I built battleships. I've actually been on the aircraft carrier as well, so that's my claim to fame.
Yeah, I know I've got that flyer class that I started, but again, that's something else I have to go back to. And I've got submarines. I've got a 1350 Musashi, which is the sister ship of the Yamato. I've got all those. It's the same story. I've got kits coming out of my ears. I don't need another one, but we will get there.
Yeah, well, you do.
Oh, it depends what it is. There will be a kit of course, there'll be something I want, but that's different. Hi, Andy.
Hi, Andy. I just started him, so.
Oh, the German 46. What if?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got like a base for him to come. It's coming through the post. Still waiting.
They're slagging me off, Andy, for buying another one. It was. I don't know if you saw my post.
It's alright. I'm them way to me.
Sorry, Andy.
I've got the same kit on the way to me at the moment. Well, it will be soon. So.
Well, for 12 quid, you can't complain. Of course, that's with Amazon Prime, which I'm lucky enough to have. But anyone else, it's a spare. These spares never go wrong. It's an investment for the future. 20 years from now, someone will pay £100.
Guarantee, Liam. I guarantee you now that you have the two spare kits. The first one you build will be absolutely perfect, and you'll never need the other ones.
I hope so. Great, fantastic. I just hope.
Because, you'll be so relaxed. You'll know that you have the spares. You'll do a great job.
I am getting better at certain aspects of modelling. Definitely, there's certain things. Like I used a lot of dry brushing on this thing for the weapon at the back. I don't know, again, probably won't show up. But, oh, there we go. Let me wreck it now.
Yep.
See it a bit there with dry brushing, but it's, I probably overdid it. I probably still used too much paint, but it's like everything else. You learn, you progress. Hopefully. Are you still doing a diorama, Andy, or you moved on to anything else?
No, I'm waiting for the switches to arrive for Jamie's base. I've got another project I'm doing with Andy Johns, and I'm going to open a kit. Yeah, I don't know which one, but yeah.
Oh, here we go. No, we had this conversation a week ago.
I know. I've not had. I'm making a replica prop with Andy. We're going to make.
I saw a posted on Google. What was it? I can't remember now what he said it was.
Well, it's the motion tracker from Aliens and Alien
yeah,
Exploration, but I've started making molds and for the flamethrower.
Oh, very good. Is this for someone doing a cosplay?
Well, yeah. Well, I used to be quite into it, and Andy's into it. So, and it's part of his doing a whole it's like a Nostromo flight suit with all the stuff for Halloween and that.
Excellent. Yeah.
So I'm going to make two of them. He's made some 3D printed parts that he's going to give me a set. So I get a flamethrower tang on the wall,
Oh, that's cool. I know. I'm on an email or a mailing list for there's two companies. There's Propworks, and the other one is the other one's in Los Angeles. What is it called? Well, basically they sell film memorabilia, and they've got an auction coming up. It's the end of the month, I think it is, and there's a whole pile of Forbidden Planet stuff. And I think if that is one thing I could have, it's a Forbidden Planet blaster. And they've actually got one of the original blasters, but even better, they've got one of the original blaster rifles. And the estimate's crazy. I think it was $60,000 they talked about.
Yeah, they're like rocking horse muck. You just don't see them.
Nope. Well, same age as I am, so that's why.
Yeah, but like there's probably about what 4 or 5 in existence, and probably only 2 have got all the bits, if that.
Now, the annoying thing about these, well, a good thing and a bad thing, they've been updated. Someone fitted modern lighting in them, so I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Probably devalued them a bit, but it's, when you see the list of stuff that's in the auction, there's Captain Kirk's spacesuit from the motion picture. There's a whole pile of alien stuff. There's Terminator stuff, Arnold Schwarzenegger stuff. It's page after page after page.
Yeah.
I know if you had millions of dollars, fantastic. But it's kind of stuff you would buy if you were fitting out a museum or something. But I just dread to think what it's all worth, all in one going lump. A lot of it's personal collections that people seem to sell off, before they die for some reason. But
yeah, I've got a question.
Yes, I have waited 10,000 of your centuries for a question.
Exactly. So no, it's because I've not been active in the modelling scene. I mean, I totally missed the release of the Star Wars stuff, and then I've missed this release of this one as well. But someone put up a post saying Orbital Dry Dock is no longer selling stuff.
Someone countered that and said he's reorganizing.
Right. My other option is Aztec decals for a 1400 Enterprise D.
I would be surprised if Lou doesn't have them or can't do them.
I want the Aztec decals rather than a masking set.
Oh, like something like what A Creations used to do?
Yeah.
Apparently. Oh, you want the decal set, not the not the decal painting set.
No, I want the decal. Micros. I want decal set for him.
Right. Okay.
I could go to Lou and get the set done, or go to find it. I've seen others on eBay, but the actual Aztec decals, apparently they're like hen's teeth now.
I know Carwin used them on his build, and it's obviously a lot easier than trying to paint it. Although again, I remember Steve Neal doing his last year, and Steve used pre-cut, what do you call them, frisket film type of thing, where it was pre-cut, so he just basically went over it with one tone and moved it.
Wasn't one of Lou's masks he used, was it?
I don't think so. It's a pity. I'm surprised he's not on today, because obviously it's a holiday in America, but I thought there would have been about a few of them a few people were on but went away again.
I remember watching Steve Neal's build on it. It was pretty good, but I'm using an opaque D for it. One of the older kits. I've got a couple of them. But it's which isn't a major problem as for like scratching and light leaking. It's just I like the decals they did for that ship. It's fun. Yeah. You just paint it grey and decal it. It's great.
I have one of the clear ones, but I think it comes with a decal set.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something else for the future. Right. Oh, I take on too much. No, I don't take on too much. I just take too long to do what I'm doing. That's what it is. Just let me stop the broadcast, because it's 9:15 now. No one else seems to want to join us tonight. Just bear with me a second, guys. Thanks for being on. Bear with me. Don't go away.